So Gaffer, a really good 3 points on Tuesday night on the road, and it was a hard battle as well. Now the dust has settled. What's your reflections on that one?
Pretty much what I thought after the game. It could have been a lot more comfortable for us, a lot easier. Mansfield a difficult team to play against if you give the ball away, and we kept giving the ball away at times. But pleased with the resilience, because it was a tough start. We started really slowly in the game, and I thought every time we got the ball and we got the first one or two passes in, we looked to threat. And I think it was ultimately a goal worthy of winning any game.
And ultimately, of course, a really crucial 3 points, keeping us in that pack. And now this is really the business end, where every point matters. And how important is it to keep in that pack?
Well, at the moment, all we can do is keep on coattails. I've spoke before about I've been in these situations as a player, both as a manager, and people do bottle it. And you do get people coming in on the last day. You get people that are in there that will fall out. You get people that are not in there that might come in. We see that week in, week out with a battle for second. He's going to be right to the wire as well. And it seems to me that every time somebody gets in there, they fall back out. It's been us. We fell out. It was Huddersfield. They fell out. Bolton, Reading. They fell out. Reading are back into it now. So it's going to probably go to the wire. And if it goes to the wire, we'll be happy with that, because anything. No one expected us to be where we are, so it's a positive.
And you touched on it briefly, how good Charlie's second goal was worthy of winning any game. 2 goals for him on the night, and as we're getting into that point of the season where we want every win, how great is it to have him in the form he is in at the moment? Yeah,
unbelievable. Great to have a goal scorer, and to be in and around the names that are in this league. You look at the top goal scorers is in and around Coney and Stansfield, who are worth big money. So I can't be more proud of Charlie. He's developed his game over the 2 or 3 years that I've known him. He's still not fully grown into his body. He's strong, but he's still got more development to go. And when he becomes a man, then he's going to be a top player in there. I've always said that he's whether as a player or as a manager, he's one of the best finishers that I've ever worked with. The only frustration is we could have had him for a lot cheaper, but fans don't trust me to pick the players, and our fans are not having Kelman at times. Going, why are we signing to Kelman? Why are we signing Kelman? Worth a few million quid now, and we probably be priced out the market. So that's the biggest frustration. He should be our permanent player. But again, when players see negative things written about them, and we've got a chance to get him on the permanent, he chooses a loan rather than a permanent. So lessons to be learnt.
And looking at the last handful of games, there's been a slight tactical tweak where we've maybe seen 2 of the midfielders in more advanced 8 positions rather than having 2 holding. What was the thinking behind that one, and how have you seen that one play out?
Well, we've had to chop and change for probably the last 12, 15 games with the injury situation. So we just think with the personnel we've got, our rotations where we do like 2 sitters and a 10, our rotations have been a little bit better with the personnel that we've had. We've just 1 sitter and 2 8s, and I think that Donnelly being in there, he can play as a 4, he can play as whatever it is, 6, whatever it is, an 8 or a 10. So he gives a lot of options in midfield, and when we miss Galbraith at full-back, he's a big loss for us. So if we had Sean Clare and Galbraith at right-back, it would be different than having Sean Clare at right-back and another midfield player. So it's just about what we're working with and what the strengths of our own players.
And looking towards Saturday's game now then, another team in and around it, Crawley in the relegation places at the moment. They're really tough games, these, aren't they? They're fighting for their lives, and what are you expecting from them on Saturday?
I'm expecting a really good football, well-coached team, do things that are different, which is only to be applauded. And when they get it right, we've seen a couple of weeks ago that they beat Rotherham away 4-0, which is no easy feat. Rotherham I think they've won 3 or 4 on the bounce now, so they can score goals, but we've obviously seen them concede 3 at Stevenage, concede 4 against Peterborough. So it's important that we're good out of possession. If we're good out of possession, we can win the game.
And it was, of course, a fairly comfortable 3-0 victory for us in the reverse fixture back in December time. Are you expecting a tougher test now in this real crunch point of the season? Yeah,
different manager, different time of year, different players, different for us. We've watched that game back, and we have different personnel. But what I will say is that the lads we signed in January, Randell and Dylan especially, are really settling in now to the group. It was always going to take time. They've got used to us out of possession. Both characters, I've had good conversations with Randell in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we're starting to understand him as a person. Mark Andy, when he first came in, was really, really quiet. Now he's really good part of the group. He's quite dry. He's funny, and we never seen that at the start. So we're just getting them players at Azim as well. Been tough on Romani because if we put the amount of centre-back partnerships that Romani has played with, Prats, Sweens, Jack Simpson, Cooper, Beckles, Hap, it's been difficult for him to come in January and play with so many different permutations. So I think we've got to the stage now where we've gone through that development and new players settling in. So going into the last few games of the season, we're in a good position.
You've mentioned his name just there as well, Beckles. Really good to see him come back and play a part on Tuesday night. A word on him and also how we're looking injury-wise across the rest of the squad. Yeah,
Bex is a big player for us. Personality, character, leadership. He looks like a man. He's a presence. He wins every duel. And we're a team that pride ourselves on duels, so he's a big part of that. And also as a person, he's a great person to have in and around us. So he's been a big plus coming back. There'll be nobody else that will come back. Ollie O'Neill still miss out. Galbraith will still miss out. Jack Simpson will still miss out. So it'll be more or less the same squad of players going into Saturday of what we had on Tuesday.
And finally, a fairly local one as far as League One fixtures go. How important will it be to have as many Orient fans as loud as possible?
Important. I don't think we took enough to Burton. I don't think we took enough. Considering where we are, I think this is the highest position we've been in for a long, long time. I think we should be selling every away game out. It's do or die for us, and we keep saying that we're just going to go for it as a players and as a staff, and we're going to give everything we can. So therefore, it has to be reciprocated from the supporters as well. They've been outstanding all season. Let's give it a last push. We got we got 3 away games. Cambridge is quite local. Crawley's quite local on the last day of the season. Let's take it to that, and hopefully we can get a real big following at Huddersfield. So we've said it, no matter who's done the interviews, players or staff, how important the relationship between us and the supporters are, and they've been outstanding all season. But for the last 3 away games, we need bigger numbers.